big things about springtime is spring fever, and that's what this episode is all about. So I've invited my wonderful dear friend Andrew, who is also one of London's sexy singles, and we're here to talk about spring fever and what that's all about. So what would you say spring fever, Andrew, really is all about?
I think spring leads to the excitement of summer, and everyone's thinking about dating. Those first date opportunities, especially if you're a sexy single.
Definitely. Dating is huge right now, right? All those first date jitters and everyone's meeting people and loving people. And
the weather's better. You can get out, and the opportunity to do different activities on your dates just explodes in the spring.
Totally. Well, now, you and I both have had our dating shares, right? So Andrew and I have actually been able to come up with a great list of our top 10 dating do's and don'ts, right? So do number 1 is groom, right? Deodorant, manscaping, upstairs, downstairs, right? We have to think about these things. You know, everything's just gonna run a lot smoother,
and
right?
it's one less thing to worry about once you're there.
Exactly. But as a don't number 1 is don't stress.
No.
Don't stress. You know, you overthink your wardrobe. You're running through your bedroom, and your clothes are flying everywhere, right? You get worried about the other person, and you forget about what this is really about, right?
It's about having a great time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to also be fake. You want to be yourself.
Exactly.
So don't overdo it.
Do dating tip number 2 is have a plan. Why is it important to have a plan?
I like the idea of having more than one thing that you could do. That way you get to decide if this date is going great. You've got more options ready in your sleeve, so you could keep the night unfolding if you're really having a great time with the other person.
Exactly, and money doesn't really matter, right? Like, they don't have to be these huge, elaborate activities that you have to go on.
Just enjoyable things. It's about really having a comfortable, fun time.
Exactly. Don't number 2, this is one of my favorites, don't order the salad.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean when I say don't order the salad, it's all about showing your authentic self, right? Eating is hot, and so are burgers.
Totally.
So don't go to a restaurant with this, if you're going to a restaurant, and order something simple like the salad, and then showing that simple side of yourself, right? You want to be able to have fun. You want to be able to get messy and show that authentic self.
If you want to go for the sushi, if you want to have your favorite meal, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. So do offer to pay.
Sure.
Right?
I think it's really flattering if you show a little bit of chivalry. I don't think chivalry is dead. I think that's actually probably a key to a really good first date.
Definitely.
So don't really make it an awkward moment about who pays or whatnot.
And we've talked about this. You know, if it's one of those first dates where you've both made the plans, maybe alternate to pay for each activity that you do that day, right? It just, especially on the first date, it just shows the respect you have for each other, and you're not, you know, milking somebody for the first date.
Exactly.
Right? But number 3 is don't go overboard, right? Too elaborate, too expensive. Why is that one of our don'ts?
I think that you want a second date if it's going well, and if you've wasted all of your great ideas on the first date, you're going to disappoint from then on forward.
Yeah, you got nothing else. You have to build up, right? It's a scale.
You know, on your 5th anniversary, you want to have the best date ever, so don't waste it all on your first date.
Talk and open up.
Absolutely.
Right? Have you ever been on one of those dates where it seems like the person just has like a checklist?
It's like a job interview or something like that. You want to start telling stories, you want to be comfortable, and you want the other person to get to know who you really are.
And breathe, right? So many people are freaking out. They're not breathing. They're, you know, like you said, answering that checklist. Just, it's an interview. This isn't an interview. This is 2 people meeting each other and having a good time.
And interviewing involves listening too. So open up, talk, and tell stories, but also take those moments to breathe and listen to the other person too.
We thought that this was really important when we talked about it, is don't wait 3 days to call the other person.
I don't know why people have...
How annoying is that?
Why do people have all these rules about strategies around dating? It just comes down to, do you like the other person? Did you have a great time? How flattering would it be if you got home and you were just had the best night ever, and you hear from each other?
Exactly.
Why not?
Getting home when you haven't checked your cell phone the whole time, and then all of a sudden you get this nice little text later on in the evening, hey, I had a great time. You know, that's one of the best feelings you can really give somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if it's going really well, definitely a nice thank you is important.
So our next do what feels natural, right? So don't hold back. What did we talk about when we said that?
When we're coming up with the plans of what to do on a date, you want to start picking things that are just natural things to you. That way the other person is seeing you in an environment that is just natural for you. They're seeing your interests, they're seeing you having the time of your life doing something that you like doing.
Yeah.
Making sure that it's something you both enjoy, but make it comfortable.
Okay, this is one of my biggest pet peeves with dating. Don't check your cell phone like 20 times.
Or at all.
Or at all.
Yeah, cell phones, just keep them in your pocket. If you're there with the other person, they've given you the time of day, and give them the time that they deserve.
So just our quick little final tips. Don't forget to follow up, right? Send a text. If you've enjoyed yourself, maybe set up date number 2.
Totally.
Another quick tip, manners are hot.
Absolutely.
Etiquette is hot.
Exactly.
Right?
Manners, you just want somebody who is going to wow you with how polite they are.
Exactly. Let's bring that back into it. Let's trend that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Manners are hot.
Manners are hot.
Thanks for watching Sexy Living with Carlen. I really hope you enjoyed this episode with Spring Fever. If you're looking for more information about me, feel free to look me up on Facebook at Simple Advice for Sexy Living and catch me on Twitter at Dr. Carlen Costa. And don't forget, Londoners, stay sexy because it looks good on you.